attention is… How can Leo be unnoticed? Impossible. तेरी मेरे दा बोलना तुदे आगे अरदास गुरु गुरु वाहे गुरु गुरु रामदास आद गुरे नमः जुगाद गुरे नमः सत गुरे नमः श्री गुरुदेव नमः। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा। And this Shabad you sang is a part of Sikh Dharma. This Shabad is the root cause of the Sikh nation being imperial. You sing this Shabad, hear this Shabad, relate to this Shabad, and with a begging bowl poverty, you shall have the royalty, imperial dignity and your grace. And that shall be the God's gift. The notes of this Shabad are related to para energy. Para energy is the basic. If you get into the scriptural definition of God, God is Prannath, giver of the breath of life. Parapar Brahm is his natural name of his all prakashik, what you see and what you don't see. What you don't see, you feel. Some people say, where is a God? They are blind, they can't see, but they can feel. Some people are very numb, they can't feel, but they can expect. I mean, simple things, the nature has its blossom and they say it is because of the spring. But who is the owner of the spring? Who owns spring? Who owns winter? And if you classify yourself or qualify with yourself with little things, you will find ultimate owner is the creator, para energy they call it. Chinese call it chi energies, Sikh call it ji energies, and the Hindu call it para energy. Basically, scientifically the rule is the energy can be transferred to matter and matter can be transferred to energy. If you have energy, you can take care of all the matters. If you have matter, you cannot produce the energy at your will. That's the problem. Mankind, with all the scientific knowledge, cannot create human blood. It can create everything else. So, we are discussing today the source of life. The source of life is it comes to you. Purpose of life is happiness. If purpose of life is happiness, then what happiness? Let's define it. Guru has defined happiness in very beautiful aspect. I think what Guru Nanak did was a wonderful job, and he did it in a very precise manner. I'd like to share with you that part of it. So you may not have to go through every hassle in the world to find out who's a saint, who's not, who's holy, who's not, who has holes, who has not holes, how to plug it, how to unload, all this, your human little things. Guru Nanak says happiness too, the facets of faculty of the creative power of the diagonal force into perpendicular and perplexed situation. And the complex of the perplex is confusing, diffusing and energetic, and that human has the mind to work it out. So he gave certain ideas that there's intelligence and there's integrity and there's still intelligence and there's a non-integrity. Polarity will never go into the reality and reality will never let polarity go, because then Reality has to do everything and polarity has to do nothing. Reality wants polarity to work, polarity wants reality to work. And this he created is called Karasan Dittha. He sat down in a posture and see the creativity and wants to enjoy. He doesn't want to be bored. And that's all it's about. But what is happiness? Happiness is well defined in many manners. A thief is happy because he stole good tonight. असंख चोर हराम खोर असंख अमर कर जाएं जोर असंख गलवड हत्या कमा असंख पापी पाप कर जा असंख कूड़िया कूड़े फिरा असंख मलेच्छ मन पखा असंख निंदक नीत. Oh my God, do you hear this? All this is happiness. Thief is happy. One who is a bastard and does everything wrong is happy. Haramkhor, Amar kar jaye jor, one who just slaughters because he has a force, he's happy. Hitler was happy, Genghis Khan was happy, Kublai Khan was happy. Lot of dictators were very happy, they were absolute powerful. Everything was at their command, they did what they did. Asank jap asank pao, asank tu puja, asank taptao, asank granth ved part, asank jog man rahe das, asank bhakt gun gyan vichar. Then these are all facets of positive happiness. Positive happiness, negative happiness, they are all very prescribed in Japji by Guru Nanak. I wish Sikhs should read that and understand that and figure it out what he's saying. But we do like this. Japji is full, complete, 38 pauris, 2 stanzas, finish you off the road. Once somebody had a cow, and cow will go on the pasture and come back and go in the pasture. One day the owner came and asked this herdman, he said, "Hey, what's wrong with this best cow?" He said, "Master, I take her in the morning, I let her loose in the pasture. In the pasture there's a green grass and everything's so facilitating. But I noticed too, she's getting skinnier, skinnier." He said, "That's all what you do?" He said, "Yeah, you see, every day she goes." The man came home and he said to his son, he said, "Sonny, do you see that best cow we got is getting skinnier and skinnier, and it's very miserable to see. Is she diseased? Go and get the surgeon to check it out." So he go to veterinary surgeon and ask him that my papa is very concerned about the cow. She's getting very skinnier and skinnier and she's not absolutely happy and she must be sick, that's why. He checked it out and he said, "Well, I don't see her very skinny, but she's a little anemic. I think she's not getting any kind of food." He said, "It's impossible. She goes in the morning, she comes back the evening, whole day she can graze on the grass, no problem." The surgeon just looked at him and he said, "Check it out." He said, "Okay." So one day he camouflaged himself and got into the Shamlat where all these cows go, and he saw his cow there. And she has a mukhni. Mukhni means that net on the mouth. This herdman put that mukhni on her mouth and let her loose. She can run around everywhere, but she can't even take a blade of grass because her mouth is tied in. There's a net on her mouth. He looked at and he saw it and he came and he confronted the man. He said, "What are you doing?" He said, "Oh, she eats too much. She has to be regulated. That's why I'll let her go till other eat and then regulate it." He said, "No way. Just open it up." He opened it up and in few days cows was healthy again and happy again and good again. Sometimes religion is to you like that. You come into the religion, into the posture, into the Gurdwara, you read the scripture, you do the meditation, you do a lot of good things. Because you are 1% better than anybody, you realize soul is the being and the soul is the spirit, and if you have the energy, you can solve all the material and matter problems. If you don't have the energy, you can't. So you know the energy comes when you augment your soul and spirit, and fine. But sometimes you go through the beautiful green grass, putting a net on your mouth. You don't chew it, you don't eat it. So, Japji has 3 paudis. One is a Sankhchor and Ramkhor, a Sankh Japa, a Sankh, that positive and negative. Then it comes to Akhri Naam, Akhri Salah, Akhri Gyan, Geet Kungak. That's for the neutral mind. So the triple X has been very powerfully solved by Guru Nanak. This all came through a discussion. I was talking to somebody and somebody said, well, if he's happy, I am happy. I say, well, if he's drunk, he's happy. Are you happy? No. Well, I say, what is happiness? If somebody is jerking around and he's happy, you think it is happy? Happiness is not that whatever the state of affair is. Happiness is that in which you are competent to be happy and make everybody around you happy. Without vindictiveness, without vengeance, without belittleness, without smallness. Some people are very slanderous. They feel very happy when they slander. You see their face. They only open up when they say every negative thing. Some people are baboon. You see them making and acting and conversing to you about the weather, how weather is good, as they are the only weathermen in the world, and mess you up. You can't even eat your salad if you are in their company. So every person has a different happiness, but the total sum of happiness has been described in these bodies. That's what we have to learn and understand. There's nobody who's bad. Only there are a lot of bad people, because it is to give a special treatment to the good people, to understand goodness is very costly, and to hold to goodness is God's grace. A lot of people are bad, they are serving their purpose. They are letting you know how bad it is. I asked a young girl today, I say, what you can learn such and such person? She said, oh my God, I can learn so much, sir. I said, what is it? She said, I can learn all the intelligence she has got because she has no commitment, how painful and suffering she is going through. I said, you saw it? She said, yeah. I say, you can learn from all the tragedies. You can learn from all the treachery. You can learn from all the goodness and all the gifts. But one thing you always have to remember to learn. You are you. That's the Sikh way. Karmi apo apni ke nede ke dur. That's the Sikh way. Pavan Guru, breath of life, Vahan of the prana is called Pavan. Pavan Guru, prana, Vahan of the prana is the Guru. It means whatever you speak determines you are Guru or you are not. Pavan Guru, Pani Pita. Your tolerance, your flow, your grace will examine how fatherly or authentic or authoritative you are. Pavan Guru, Pani Pita, Mata Tat Mahat. How much load you can take and how solid you can hold and how you can be the dust of every feet, that will be the motherly sense of us. Mata Dharta Mahat. And this all will give you grace worship. Divs Raat Do Dai Daya Khele Sagal Jagat. Day and night are the nurturing maids through which the entire universe plays. Changyaiyan, Buriyaiyan, Vache Dharma Dur. Good and bad actions are washed by the judgment of Dharma, faith. Faith watches. Faith watches on your power. Your positive or bad is not anybody's loss or gain. You cannot enjoy the luxury of a negative thought. Moment the negative thought you stick with, either it's going to eat you or it's going to eat somebody. It's not something. Changiyaiyan buriyaiyan vache tarmadur. Your power of being good and bad is not anybody's problem. It is dharma, faith, is based upon how good and bad you are doing. It's the balance sheet. It's the balance sheets of your good and bad act which gives you the strength to sort out the victory of your life. Because through dharma you win, through intelligence you sort out, through intellect you have doubts to deal with. That's how life goes. Changiyaiyan buriyaiyan vache tarmadur, karmi apo apni kene dur. It is that sort out action of yours which decide whether God is near to you or is far away. It's not somebody else's opinion. It is what Guru Nanak said. Karmi apo apni ke nede te dur. Why do you say who's near? Jinni naam te aaya, those who have meditated on the name of God. Dhyan is different. Japa is to repeat. Dhyan is to pay attention to. Dhyan kar. Dhyan rakh. Pay attention to. Paying consistently attention to this faculty of life that God is the creator. Guru tells you that just see God in everything. Is jiva mein pet na jano, sad, chor, sabram pachano. Don't make differentiation. Think of a thief and a saint as one creation's product. So if we understand that everything is made in God and we are also made in God and we see the God, Jinni naam te aaya gaya musakkat kaal. Those who have meditated on the name is the noun, name of person, a place or a thing, that's mean a total identity. And that's God. Te aaya. Those who have paid attention to this faculty, that ikonkar, it comes to the basic same thing. The entire creation is created by one. And those who meditated on the one, that originally what it means, Jinni naam te aaya gaya musakkat kaal. Kalana means beyond sweat. When the horse, you ride the horse sometime, it sweats and then it sweats to the point that you see all over it becomes white. There's a kind of, whatever you call that thing. It is just like it has been given cream all over. It's a white, like a stuff all over the horse. It kaal hai. Kaal also means when the heat is to the point when the highest melts before it. That's also called kaal. Kaal also means when you work hard and sweat of brow and you earn something, it is also called kaal. The other word with kaal is tal. Tal means protection, shield. Kaal, tal and pal. God protects and He shields and He bring you the best of it. Sometimes, you have to learn the Gurumukhi not because it's a language. That's the tragedy of you. It is a Guru's language. It will bring you to all nearest what you otherwise cannot be. I'm not laying a language on you because it happens to be the Punjabis and it happens to be of India and that's your nonsense. I'm not participating with that. But it's a Guru's language. Your Guru is written in it. There's something to it. There's something in the permutation and combination of this language which does what it does. Jinni naam te aaya gaya musakkat kaal nanak tay mukhujle. Not te mukhujle. Keti chutti naal. Their whole thing is all resolved. Nanak tay mukhujle. Their face is clean and divine, bright. In your life you don't win. You have two ways to win. Eyes don't tell lies, and bright lies are the message of God. You can take all vitamins in the world and all be complex and you can do everything. One thing you can never do, you cannot make your eyes bright. What sees through that optical nerve and that brightens in yourself, you will be surprised to know that I know one person, he was totally blind. But the brightness of his eyes was so powerful that he could walk his way without even touch system. He could make it. He was blind. I tell you how blind he was. I visited his place, Kutiya, they call it, Sangeet Kutir. I just made it a mind to go there. Journey was very hard, but determined I was. I went through the sweat of it, went there. And it's a medical fact that he was blind. And he said, Yogi Baba, do not remove your shoes, walk with them. And I was almost as a voice distance from him. And when I came to the spot where everybody take off the shoes, I said to my assistant, I said, ask Panditji that he is asking me not to remove shoes, why I am exception? He said, no, you are not exception, but don't remove your shoes, come on. With shoes. I knew the room was a temple and I also knew that everybody's shoes were outside and it was so. And I was no exception, that he said too. It bothered me in a very simple way. Then I thought perhaps he's testing me out. Well, it's his place, it is his temple. He asked me to come on with shoes on, what is the difference? So I walked straight in. And then he did not stop there. He took me straight into another room, which was his residence room. I sat there and he said, please sit down on the bed. Now normally, these people do not allow you to sit at your asana and you should never even try. It's a very, very disrespect to your own self. So I said to him, I said, great master, I understand what you are saying and I would like to obey, but I will not like to sit down your bed. I don't want to refuse or offend, but manners, etiquettes do not permit me to do that. He said, yes, sir, that's true. You should not sit. I wanted you to sit. That's all right. You will sit in a while. So he went and little bell he rang and 2-3 bhaktas came and they take off my shoes and made me sit down on a chair and wash my feet and do my puja and did the whole thing. And then after that, according to the rule is that they bring a special water and then they ask you to soak your feet in it. And then to my shocking surprise, they all drank it. I mean, it was just a feast for them. And then they physically lifted me up and put in the center of the bed. Now, you won't believe, I have never sweated in my life as I sweated then. And it was amazing conflict with my personality and with my reality and my act there with this person. But I dare not offend him because I knew he's a confirmed blind, I knew he's very well respected, I knew the whole world knows him as a great saint. And I went there to pay my respect, I didn't go there to... But what he did to me was amazing. Well, I was sitting in the center of that bed, I said, what I can do for you, sir? Because I was feeling kind of itchy and wanted to leave, because I didn't go there for all that. He said, just sit there, just bless us and say nothing. He said, I've been waiting for this visit of yours from last 5 years. You're always here. And I was told to do what I have done. So please sit down and meditate on this seat of my worship. And feel relaxed, feel home. Then he did what is called as musakkat kal, hard work. And his hard work was, he said, I know you are a rebel. I mean, he was out blunt. You are a rebel and you do not believe in rituals. But for people it is essential to progress through staircase. They do not have wings which Guru Ramdas gave it to you. Please sit down on this bed and meditate. After that I was just as innocent as 2-year-old boy baby, and I just closed my eyes and that's it. So what I'm trying to explain, jinni naam te aaya gaya musakkat kaal, ek kalna hai bhai. Life is like that. Life is not a joke. Life is not a jewelry. Life is not a jalao. Life is not everything. Life is also not nothing. Life has its own imperial identity. And you in America must know from one word, our strength is I, sir. And that we only say to a commander. And when I see these Western movies especially, which are naval movies, if I find through the television program there's any naval movie, I'll cancel everything and I'll see it. And you think I'm crazy, I'm not. I just want to see how these men who say I, sir, how their eye brightens. That part only I want to see. Rest of the movies, I know the guns are going to fire and ultimately commander is going to win and ultimately Japanese are going to lose. And I understand the whole game. I have nothing to do with that. But you must understand my own learning faculty. You have to understand how I learn. I know there is a naval war movie and I know it doesn't make any sense to me. But I want to see when the commander orders his private, whatever, seaman, and he gives him a salute like this and said, I, sir. I see the imperial identity in his eyes, in his being. And that is the Sikh way. Imperial, IQ means imperial quality. You can name it anything you want. It is the imperial quality in a person, which is the IQ of a person, and which is the base of the Sikh Dharma. Nobody knows you are rich or poor, nobody you are beautiful or ugly. It's all comparative. But one thing is very effective. How imperial you are, how graceful you are. This is how I look at. I don't look at a person very spiritual. I don't believe there is any standard, and I don't believe there has to be any standard. I believe in one thing. And I cannot say in the sense of I can say in the sense of my learning progression. And my learning progression is that when I dress up in the morning, I look in the mirror and say, how Guru will like me. And I assure you, after going from this Gurdwara, you're not going to see all this on me. In 1 second, I'm off. 1 second. Sometime, I have to have my special staff is trained. Sometime in the little hallway, I can create a scene which is very embarrassing to me as well as to you. I'm sitting in Gurudwara, I don't lie about it. I do not believe that my skin has no right to breathe. And I do breathe through the skin. And I have that capacity. But when I dress up, I do not dress up by myself. I do not decide anything also as Harbhajan Singh Puri or Harbhajan Singh Yogi Ji or Harbhajan Singh Yogi Bhajan. No, never. Never. That's why I was telling somebody said, you are very confusing, sir. I say, I agree. Now you have recognized me. Now you know me. I'm very confusing. Yes. Why? I said, look, I know what is personal and I know what is impersonal. Between personal and impersonal, I cannot say yes or no. I am very aware what is personal and I am very aware what is impersonal. but I also aware I am not personal or impersonal. I am aware of the fact. So I will do my justice, and I know you are very angry with me that I am not coming through the way you want it. And tragedy is that you should be very annoyed with me because I shift gear very fast. Why? This is a simple life. You have all to learn this. This is the happiness. This is the Brahm. This is God. This is Guru. This is spirituality. This is richness. This is totality. Not that what you know. It's absolutely not. It's a lie. You all will die in vain. It's not going to work out. No religion has taught what Guru Nanak has taught. You must learn what Guru Nanak teaches. You must have swiftness of the gears to see the personal and impersonal. Beyond that, you must know what Guru says. Bemukh, Manmukh, Sanmukh, Gurmukh, Sirimukh. That's Guru Gobind Singh. Now, I have confused you. It's complicated thing which I have said. It's not possible to achieve. You might have wasted a lot of time. What you should do? This song of the Guru, this worship of the Guru, Jai Tegang, I don't know any other word of it. Neither I can pronounce and I can sing. Because it sits with me so hard. The moment you say Jai Tegang, there I go. Beyond that, I don't have to do anything. But if you understand this Shabad and get into the rotation faculty of its sound, it works like a Sudarshan Chakra. It cuts around karma like something invincible, slaughters the enemy. Oh, you are Americans, you know better. As the lawn mower moves the lawn. That's what this Shabad is. Try it sometime. There are three faculties of the Shabad. Lie down and sing it. It will affect you differently. Sit down and sing it. It will affect you differently. Stand up and sing it. It will affect you differently. Root, trunk, and blossom. It will act in three faculties differently. If you ever want to see what Gurbani is all about, Bani, Guru have Bani, which is Bani, Amrit Sare. It will take long century to explain to you. Maybe in 5 generations you will become what I want you to become in 5 seconds. That's the problem. That's the fight we are on. But let's avoid that fight and let's not fight. Let's just relax. And let's learn. Let's learn what today you sang. It is so intoxicating that it intoxicates the entire evil in the human being, this Shabad. And once you can get this Shabad around you, you are done. It will follow you. That's also the power of this Shabad. You can, without uttering and trying to hear, whenever there will be any negativity within the orbit of your life, this Shabad will start ringing in your ear. And I think this is the best gift Guru has ever given us. Language is absolutely straight. There's no duality about it. But the imperialness of the Khalsa nation is this Shabad. It is not the man which is worshipped. It is not the crown which is worshipped. It is the installed imperial reality which is worshipped. You might have seen some kings, they have a bad leg and they take a stick and they walk. And around them, Everybody who serves is a perfect health, body and shape. So I just want to let you know, it is not the wisdom which is worshipped, it is the worshipped which is worshipped. If you worship the worship, you may not be respected, you may not be loved, you may not enjoy your life. But if you give worship to people, and your wisdom give you worship, and you give worship to people, share your faculty of worship. You know who will worship you? Can you answer me? If you, that's my question to this entire congregation. If you share your worship, who will worship you? Come on. God. Wise worship the God. Worshipper worship the God. But one who shares the worship, God worship that. And that is the story of Bhagat Tanna. I think there is a one Shabad of Tanna in Sri Guru Granth. कितने ने? हरवंश? 3 शब्द ने. I think, हाँ वो तो आरती तो डिटेल ही है ना. I think before the Secretary of Religion leaves, she should take those all 3 shabds and put the translation out and let a common Sikh know the faculty. I have, because Tanna was one Bhagat who was a young boy and farm boy and help hand, not big educated, didn't know even to sign. And the Pandit told him, I am going on a leave and I install you here and you will do this to these stone gods, Thakurs, and you will not eat until they eat, and did the whole thing. He sat down, prepared the food, sat down, and he was so meditating and so divine that finally a little hand came out of the stone to eat, and he said, shame on you, I mean, this kind of God you are, I mean, first you hide yourself in the stone and then you come out with a little hand, what game you are playing, come out full. And he came down and sat down and he said, eat the whole stuff. And then explained to me, why you kept me hungry so many days, what this kind of test is. From Pandit you eat. He laughed. And God said, I never eat from that Pandit. He's a ritualistic. He said, what I am? I said, you're real. He said, okay, fine, I accept you. All right, now go wash my all cows. I didn't wash them. Line up my all fields and see everything is watered properly and do the work. Oh, by the way, I want mudge pies, those cow dung cakes for food. It was his job also to supply. He said, for many, many days it has not happened and you have bothered me. See, that's updated, okay? And run around. When the Thakur came, he was shocked. I mean, everything was done and everything. This Pandit came and he said, what is going on? He said, same thing, so they are okay. And Tanna just ordered around everything and everything started happening. And finally this Pandit said, now please, I want to see that what you see. He said, you're the one who told me to see. You're blind? He said, yes, I am. I want to only see through your tay kirpate prabh pachane nittamit amri ar jane. Ar means when you rub your nose in prayer and just ask for. And this little boy, farm boy, was very, very amazed that the most learned Pandit is talking to him like that. So this Bhagat Bani is in Sri Guru Granth. You got to learn, research it and look at it and appreciate it. It will tell you, you know what I call Tanna? I call shortcut accomplishment. I have a name for him. He did something which human mind cannot measure. And basically I would like you to all take all the 3 shovels and I want you to study them. Not like that cow who goes to the pastures and somebody put a net on her face. Because I see you doing Gur Prasad. Ikonkar Satgur Prasad is the first slok through which the Japji is, and Japji is the total slok on which the entire Sri Guru Granth is. But somebody gives you a prasad in the Gurdwara, I have seen fingers going like this. And I see you in Gelato eating that big ice cream and puffed up to the point. I mean, I absolutely have no mind to understand what you're doing. I have absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea. I feel like you within that moment when you do like this, I feel like you have shipped me already to Mars or Venus somewhere. You don't belong to this. This is very contrast of a human. And I also see you in Gelato, and I see how this ice cream over that puffed cream over that raisins and those nuts, you want bigger and bigger. And here something goes wrong with you. But just remember, if Guru Prasad is Guru Prasad, then accept it as it is. Accept it with that devotion. So it can open the faculty, it can open your path. These eyes are only there to read signboards, but these eyes can also receive the great creativity of that God. And we are very blessed to walk on the path of the Guru. It's amazing what has happened to us. Man's life is not man's life. It is the perpetual memory God gives him through the life which he can create and write it on the slate of time and space. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa. श्री वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह। वार श्री भगवती जी की पातशाही 10वीं। प्रथम भगवती सिमर के गुरु नानक लई त्याय। अंगते गुरु अमरदास रामदास से हुई सहाय। अर्जुन हर गोबिंद नु सिमरो श्री हर राय। श्री हर कृष्ण त्याइए जिन डिठिया सब दुख जाए। तेग बहादुर सिमरिए करनौ निधि आवे थाय। सब थाई होना जी सहाय। 10वें पातशाह साहिब श्री गुरु गोबिंद सिंह जी महाराज वालिए पंथ महान सतगुरु सब थाई होना जी सहाय। 10 पातशाह के स्वरूप साहिब श्री गुरु ग्रंथ साहिब जी जाहिर हजूर हाजिर हजूर कला कला भरपूर। आप जी की वाणी की महिमा कही न जाए। ध्यान तर बोलना सतनाम सतनाम सतनाम। 4 साहिबजादे 5 प्यारे 40 मुक्ते शहीदां मुरीदां हठियां जपियां तपियां सिद्धकवाना जिन्हां नाम जपिया वन छकिया धर्म पिछे सी सिते बंद बंद कुटवाए। ਪੁੱਠੀਆਂ ਖੱਲਾਂ ਲਵਾਈਆਂ ਸੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ, ਤੇਰੇ ਭਾਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੰਨਿਆ। ਤਿਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਸਦਕਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਬੋਲੋ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ, ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ, ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਮਾਈਆਂ ਬੀਬੀਆਂ ਖੰਨੀ ਖੰਨੀ ਟਿੱਕੀ ਪਿਆਲੇ ਪਿਆਲੇ ਪਾਣੀ ਤੇ ਸਵਾ ਸਵਾ ਮਨ ਪੀਸਣ, ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਟੁਕੜੇ ਕਰਵਾ ਹਾਰ ਪਰਵਾ ਘਰਾਂ ਚ ਪਵਾਏ, ਨੇਜ਼ਿਆਂ ਤੇ ਟੁੰਗਾਏ ਸੀਨੀ ਉਚਰੀਆਂ, ਤੇਰੇ ਭਾਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਿੱਠਾ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੰਨਿਆ। ਤਿਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਕਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਸਦਕਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਧਰ ਬੋਲਣਾ ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ, ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ, ਸਤਨਾਮ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ। ਮਹਾਨ ਗੁਰੂ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਪਰਾਪਾਰ ਬ੍ਰਹਮ ਆਪ ਅਕਾਲ ਪੁਰਖ ਗੁਰੂ, ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਬੜੀ ਮਹਾਨ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਹੋਈ ਹੈ। ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਜਾਗਦੀ ਜਿਉਂਦੀ ਕੌਮ ਦਾ ਦੇਸ਼ ਸਦੇਸ਼ ਸੰਦੇਸ਼, ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਸੰਭਾਲੋ। ਸ਼ਹੀਦ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜੋ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਦਰ ਕਰਵਾਰ ਖਾਤਰ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਚਰਨਾਂ 'ਚ ਸਮਾ ਗਏ, ਮਿਹਰ ਕਰੋ ਮਿਹਰ ਕਰੋ ਮਿਹਰ ਕਰੋ। ਉੜਕ ਨਿਭੀ ਨਾਲ ਗੁਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਉੜਕ ਨਿਭੀ ਨਾਲ, ਸਭ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਸੋਢੀ ਸੁਲਤਾਨ ਮਿਹਰਬਾਨ, ਮੁਸ਼ਕਿਲ ਕਰ ਆਸਾਨ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੋ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਦੀ ਮਿਹਰਬਾਨ, ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਅਗਵਾਈ ਕਰੋ। ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾਨ, ਨਾਮ ਦਾਨ, ਰਹਿਤ ਦਾਨ, ਕੇਸ ਦਾਨ, ਵਿਵੇਕ ਦਾਨ, ਦਾਨਾ ਸਿਰ ਦਾਨ। ਸ੍ਰੀ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਕੇ ਨਿਸ਼ਾਨ, ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕੇ ਇਸ਼ਨਾਨ, ਮਿਹਰ ਕਰੋ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਿਤਾ ਅੰਗ ਸੰਗ ਸਹਾਈ ਹੋ। ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਬੂਲ ਕਰੋ ਜੀ। ਆਪਣੇ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਜੁਗਤੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਜਗ ਜਲੰਦਾ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਧਾਰ ਮਿਹਰ ਕਰੋ। ਆਪਣੇ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਫਤਿਹ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਰੱਖੇ ਰੱਖਣ ਹਾਰ ਆਪ ਉਭਾਰੀਆਂ, ਗੁਰ ਕੀ ਪੈਰੀ ਪਾਏ ਕਾਜ ਸਵਾਰੀਆਂ। ਹੋਇਆ ਆਪ ਦਿਆਲ ਮਨ ਨ ਵਸਾਰੀਆਂ, ਸਾਜਨਾ ਕੇ ਸੰਗ ਭਉਜਲ ਤਾਰੀਆਂ। ਸਾਕਤ ਨਿੰਦਕ ਦੁਸ਼ਟ ਖਿਨ ਮਾਏ ਵਧਾਰੀਆਂ, ਤਿਸ ਸਾਹਿਬ ਕੀ ਟੇਕ ਨਾਨਕ ਮਨੇ ਮਾ, ਜਿਸ ਸਿਮਰਤ ਸੁਖ ਹੋਏ। ਮਿਹਰਬਾਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਭਗਤੀ ਤੇ ਸ਼ਕਤੀ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ, ਹੁਕਮ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ ਮਿਹਰਬਾਨ। ਹੁਕਮ ਤੇ ਚੱਲਣ ਦੀ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਅਧਿਕਾਰ ਬਖਸ਼ੋ। ਨਮਸਕਾਰ ਕਬੂਲ ਕਰੋ ਸਰਵਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੋ। ਸੇਵਾ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਸਿੰਘ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਦਾ ਬਰਥਡੇ ਹੈ ਜੀ, ਜਨਮ ਦਿਨ। ਜਨਮ ਉਦਾਸੀ ਸੰਗ ਸਨਾਸੀ, ਕਰ ਅਰਦਾਸੀ ਆਇਆ। ਮਿਹਰ 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 ਕਰ ਆਪਣਾ, ਪੰਜ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਸੁਨਾਇਆ। ਮਿਹਰ ਕਰੋ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ। ਸਿੱਖ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾ ਕਬੂਲ ਕਰੋ। ਹਰੀ ਸਮਰਤ ਸਿੰਘ ਨੂੰ ਸੱਚੇ ਪਾਤਸ਼ਾਹ ਯਾਚਕਾ ਹੈ। ਸਿਹਤ ਦੀ ਮਿਹਰਬਾਨ ਸਤਿਗੁਰੂ ਆਪ ਸਹਾਈ ਹੋਣਾ ਜੀ। ਯਾਤਰਾ ਤੇ ਗਏ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਭਾਰਤ ਵਰਸ਼ ਯਾਤਰਾ ਸਫਲੀ ਕਰਨੀ। ਔੜਕ ਸੰਗ ਨਿਭੇ ਮਿਹਰ ਕਰੋ। ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਵਕਤ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਸਹਾਈ ਹੋਵੋ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ ਕੜਾ ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਦ ਦੀ ਦੇਗ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੈ। ਆਪ ਜੀ ਦੇ ਹਜ਼ੂਰ प्रसाद जी की अरदास। सतगुरु के चरना पास शीत प्रसाद सात संगत को वरते जी। जो आप जी के भाने लायक मेर समायक समूह पूर्ण होवे। आप जी कृपा करनी। उदैन उदासी सच्चे पातशाह अपनी जागृति बख्शनी। अंग संग सहायता करनी। आया नूं गल लाना। चमर कन परसाउण सतगुरु आप जी मेहर करो। आप जी का दीवान सजिया है। भुल चुक माफ़ करनी। समत बख्शनी। चढ़दी कला बख्शनी। गुरु नानक नाम चढ़दी कला तेरे बाणे सरबत का भला। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी आज्ञा भई अकाल की कभी चलायो सब सीखन को गुरु ग्रंथ जी मानियो जो प्रभु को मिल बूझ राज करेगा खालसा की रहे न कोई राज करेगा खालसा की रहे न कोई बोलो वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा
एनस सैद सुभाए दर्शन परसिए गुरु के जन्म मरण दुख जाए हुवे संबंधी नूर अरसो कर सो चटिए तुद डिठे सच्चे पातशाह मल जन्म जन्म दी कटिए सज्जन सच्चा पातशाह सिर शाहां दे शाहो जिस पास बैठिया सोइए सबना दा विसाहो। श्लोक महला पंजवा। पीड़ो मोकलाई कीतियन सब रखे कुटुंबे नाल कारज आप सवारन सो प्रभ सदा सवाल। पीड़ो मोकलाई कीतियन सब रखे कुटुंबे नाल कारज आप सवारन सो प्रभ सदा सवाल। प्रभ मात पिता कंठ लायंदा लौड़े बालक पाल दयाल होए सब जी जंतर हर नानक नदर निहाल। महला पंजवा। विन तुद होर जे मंगना सिर दुखा कै दुख दे नाम संतोखिया उतरै मन की भुख। गुरबन तिन हरिया कीतिया नानक क्या मनुख पौड़ी सो ऐसा दतार मनो न विसरै कड़ी न मोहत चसा तिस बिन ना सरै। अंतर बाहर संग क्या को लुक करे जिस पत रखे आप सो पव जल तरै। भगत ज्ञानी तपा जिस कृपा करे सो पूरा प्रधान जिसनो बल तरै। जिसे जराए आप सोई अजर जरै तिस ही मिलिया सच मंत्र गुरु मंत्र है। जिसे जराए आप सोई अजर जरै तिस ही मिलिया सच मंत्र गुरु मंत्र है। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।
Slok 5th Guru. The Lord has widened the narrow lane for me and keeps me whole along with my family. The Lord has widened the narrow lane for me and keeps me whole along with my family. He himself has arranged mine affairs, that Lord ever remember I. Like mother and father, the Lord hugs me to his bosom and cherishes me like his tiny child. All the sentient beings have become compassionate to me, O Nanak, and God has enraptured me by his grace. 5th Guru. To ask for aught but thee, O Lord, is the arch affliction of all the afflictions. Bless thou me with thy name, that I may feel contented, and my mind's hunger be satisfied. The Guru has revered the woods and all vegetation. What wonder is it if he blesses the mortal body? That such beneficent Lord I forget not in my mind. Even for a moment, a trice and an instant, I can do not without him. Within and without, the Lord is with the mortal. How can he hide anything from him? He whose honor the Lord himself protects crosses the terrible world ocean. He alone is the saint, a divine and the penitent, to whom the Lord enshrines his might. He alone is perfect and supreme, within whom the Lord enshrines his might. He alone endures the unendurable, whom thou, O God, thyself causeth to endure. Him alone meets the true Lord, who within his mind enshrines the Guru's hymns. He alone endures the unendurable, whom thou, O God, thyself causeth to endure. Him alone meets the true Lord, who within his mind enshrines the Guru's hymns. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Sab sikhan ko hukm hai, sab sikhan ko hukm hai, sab sikhan ko hukm hai. Guru maniyo granth, Guru maniyo granth, Guru maniyo granth. Sat Narayan Vaheguru, Hari Narayan Satnam. 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 Sat Narayan Vaheguru, Hari Narayan Satnam Satnarayan Vaheguru 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 Hari Narayan Satnam। वाहिगुरु जी का खालसा वाहिगुरु जी की फतेह।